Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's here with my good friend Barrie Hewer, the leader of our local support group in Peachland. This is the last installment of this interview, and it's just been great to hear all this information. And if you've missed the first couple parts, I'll put a link at the end of the video up top that will take you to the first episode. So if you want to watch this one, feel free to go ahead, and at the end you can link back to part 1. So, Barrie, we have a few more things to talk about. There's some activities that the group's taking part in, like the walk. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Peachland Wellness Center has organized a fundraising walk for the Wellness Center. And the process was kind of interesting because at first their requirements were pretty standard in regards to walks that we all see happening from time to time, but would eliminate Parkinson's people from taking part. You know, you'd have to do so many miles in so many days, and go on and on like that. And so finally, there was a little encouragement. They saw the wisdom in the change to walk, run, roll, swim as much as you want and as much as you can. Basically, bug your friends, tell them what you're doing, and ask them to donate to the Wellness Center. They set up a website or a Canada Helps website, and it's going quite well. And I'm glad to report that Team Shaken, which is formed from the team that we put together in our community, that we access from time to time with issues that we may want to talk to our neurologist, but instead of waiting 6 months, we go to our family doctor, our GP, or to our nurse practitioner who is prepared to advocate for us in terms of medication, not which ones we should be taking, but the questions we might have. Instead of having to wait for 6 months to get in to see your neurologist, you can ask a question and get an answer much faster. In my case, it was only a week and a half. And my neurologist wrote a letter back to my GP. My GP and I, evaluated what was going on and made adjustments as necessary.
Right, so you've managed to gather a group of people that meet and talk about Parkinson's, people with Parkinson's and their caregivers, and then you've managed to arrange like a whole support network around them.
Yeah, exactly. And that support network includes not just medical supports, but also the value of exercise, which cannot be understated. And anybody who does any reading with Parkinson's will find that exercise is not just movement is medicine, it's essential. It is really essential if you want to hold on to the skills of balance and strength. Exercise will keep you in balance and stronger than it would be, because Parkinson's has a way of taking away your balance and taking away your strength, and to the first point where you fall. And I think I heard in one podcast, the expert at the time giving the podcast said, your first fall is free. The next one's going to get you. And when you start having falls, you're done. Basically, you're going to be in a wheelchair, and when you're not mobile, Parkinson's can really take a toll on you. So avoid the fall by doing exercise, walking, aerobics, as much as you can, 20-25 minutes a day, or every other day. The guideline says 150 minutes. I don't make 150 minutes. I'm happy with 120 minutes of aerobic exercise and walking as much as I can. And I go to the gym and I'm on the treadmill, and the people beside me are doing 6-minute miles. That's fine. You do your 6-minute, your 5-minute mile. I'm just happy hanging onto the handles and doing my 40-minute mile or my 30-minute mile. But I know that every step I take is helping to maintain my strength and my balance. It's really important. I can't stress this enough. So that came in when Dawn talked about exercise when she visited us, that she stressed that, as well as mindfulness and the other skills around nutrition. Supplements, if you go through the internet, you'll find all kinds of advice around supplements, but whole food is the best source of nutrition. Fresh food, unprocessed food, and food that encourages a healthy diet or healthy nutrition, which you could look at the Mind diet and the Mediterranean diet, or any variation of those diets. They all have a lot in common. The food is fresh, there's lots of variety, and there's lots of plant-based fibers and nourishment around minerals, zinc, copper. Also important to us, B12s, B vitamins, they're all there. And but your doctor may want to consider looking at the fact that people that are on carbidopa, levodopa for a long period of time tend to have lower B12 levels. And that's from research that comes from reputable areas. And so my doctor has recommended that I continue with B12. And if you are doing supplements, I'm not going to comment on which are great, which are better, because I think it's different for everyone. But make sure you include your doctor in your decision. And you may have to educate your doctor, so better go in the office with research in your pocket and tell them why you're taking, if you are taking a complex B vitamin, tell them why. And share that with the nutritionist and have the research in your pocket that says that, and so they can support you or say that, well, in your case, you don't need the complex B vitamins, but you can get what you need from these foods and these foods, so increase those in your diet. Because whole foods are by far better source of nutrition than supplements are. And then, of course, there's water. Drink lots of water.
Yeah, that's what everyone definitely wants to hear.
Yeah.
So how has having the support group impacted your journey with Parkinson's?
Well, it's really opened my eyes to people with much different, in some cases, much more devastating impact in terms of symptoms than my own, and how courageous they are, including yourself, David, in trying to deal with their Parkinson's, and also giving the gift of their own experience with unreserved or unconditional in terms of sharing it, so that we all can benefit from sharing that experience. Yeah, support groups are all over the place for all kinds of things, everything from cancer to alcohol addictions, and they work. There's not a therapist anywhere that tell you that they don't work. They work. They do a lot to help people stay grounded in their own life, and also help people to seek out the solutions that they need that are around them, instead of having to go into, in our case, Kelowna or Penticton. So the community is far better placed to take care of, better suited to take care of the people's needs in that community than having them go to another community to get their needs met in terms of health. And that's a model that the BC government has developed it now, and are encouraging in terms of primary health clinics. But so our group fits right in with that.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to put the group together, it became pretty obvious it wasn't really difficult. Everybody wanted to do it. Support groups are the first front line in terms of maintaining mental health, front line in terms of physical health in our journey with Parkinson. Depression loneliness is a huge risk factor in dementia, and depression is right there too, and they are overrepresented in the Parkinson population. But with support groups, they can easily be dealt with before depression becomes a clinical issue. And so there's a huge savings in dollars and cents for that matter, as well as in human misery. There's a huge savings in that people can live more happier lives, realize that they can still go on holidays, they can share resources with people in the support group. No one's come up yet in our support group with a place in Mexico that they can timeshare with us, but maybe that's going to happen.
Yeah, let's hope so.
The Walk for Wellness was a really neat idea, and we got our red hats. We go out in the community with our red hats on, and Well for Wellness has publicized our group, raised the awareness in the community, and the local paper has done features on our group a couple of times, and we'll continue to support it with features. Our group's been recognized in the Civic Awards ceremony, so it has been impactful, not just for the Wellness Center to be part of it, but I think it's been impactful for people in the community who now are talking to me a lot more about Parkinson's and asking questions, which is really neat.
Yeah, so what do you see for the future? What's your vision for the future for the group?
I'd like the group to get a little larger and more people to access it, and your resources as well. Also, more people to be able to leave their homes confidently and not worry about shopping. It's important to be challenged mentally and physically all the time with Parkinson's. You don't sleep your life away with Parkinson's, because mental challenges are just as important as others. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons I bought a toy sailboat. It's a toy, but it's serious. They do international races and regattas. But so I'm on the pond with these guys that have lots of experience in the lagoons behind we have the Grand Hotel here in Kelowna. It has a large lagoon area in the back. There's always a breeze there, or there's usually a breeze there. So 12 or 15 people on a Sunday are out there. There's rules for races, and I'm trying to control my controller, and because I'm stressed out, my hands start to shake, and people have noticed it, but people are becoming more aware of it, and there's a group there that have made some suggestions like trim your rudder a little bit tighter, and you won't have to make as many rudder corrections. And that's great, because making lots of rudder corrections with a shaky hand, the boat's going like
Yeah.
So because instead of becoming a worry in that area, people are laughing and saying and just helping out, and I laugh with them because it's funny. And but it's a mental challenge, and so I'm basically using it to be part of my own journey, my own way of combating, if you will, and trying to prolong the Parkinson's.
Yeah.
It's fun too.
That's important.
It gets me outdoors, which is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
If you've got Parkinson's, get outdoors when you can. Walk in the woods. It's all very good for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that encouragement, Barrie, and for your insights and your willingness to get out there and support the community around you. Much appreciated, I know, by myself and others.
You're very welcome.
That you do that, and thank you for sharing everything about yourself and your walk with Parkinson's and your history on the channel. Really appreciate you taking the time to do that.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for offering this opportunity to do it, and which is important for me as an individual with Parkinson's. And hopefully some people that have watched the series will gain some information. If you want to join our email group, feel free to email me at barrie@hewer.com. That's BARRIE @Hewer, HEWER.com, to join our email group, Shaken But Not Stirred.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description below for that email as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for watching, everybody. Let's continue to take this journey of Parkinson's together. And as promised, up here somewhere there'll be a link to the first video in the series, and you can, when you're done here, we'll see you over there. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel. Have a good day. Goodbye.